Fantastic. Look at that.
It's honestly fun. It's such a simple word to describe it, but it is really fun.
People do just love working at Zopa because of the culture.
It's a lot of fun. It's energizing, it's inspiring, because you're working with some people who are incredibly smart, very good at what they do, and yet somehow retain this amazing sense of humility. And what that does is that never stops them from learning, makes them a lot of fun to work with, and help them create new solutions to all problems.
If I were to use 3 words to talk about culture at Zopa, I would say customer-centric, which obviously I would say, but putting the customer at the heart of everything we do. The second one would be collaboration, or a very collegiate feel to the business, working well as teams, collaborating, supporting each other. And then the third one would be challenge. So we are wanting to challenge the industry, and that means challenging ourselves to find better solutions and better ways forward.
I think values are incredibly important in today's environment. For the organization, they state what purpose, what difference do they want to make to society as a whole. And what we have seen is increasingly all of us want to connect ourselves to a greater purpose. And your values is a place where you can actually state that explicitly. And that becomes even more important in a world where we are remote. And in such a world, having a well set out codified set of values really help define what kind of behaviors should they expect and demonstrate when they're interacting with other Zopians.
Values, I think, are super important to any company, but especially to Zopa because we're growing very quickly. So it's very important to have values that everyone can orientate around and which define how we behave. We have 5 values, but I think of them in kind of 3 groups. The first one is customer champion, and that is, as I've said, all about making the customer the heart of our decision making. The second group of values are all around how we behave to each other and as teams. And those 2 values are in it together and walk the talk. And that's really around making sure that we make decisions together and we support each other. We are open and authentic and transparent with each other. And we can have great discussions and debate around work topics. I think the last pool would be then fearless choices and win smarter. And those are really, I would say, around disruption of the industry and around taking kind of informed challenges, informed leaps in order to create innovation and change things on behalf of the customer.
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes us great is that we actually embody something that you often hear a lot of companies talk about, and you can actually see it and you can feel it, and it goes back to that feeling of being a Zopian, right? I think that we are people, and we have, first and foremost, we hire people who care about other people.
I'd say the value that resonates most with me is in it together, because as part of our team we do have quite a big team in customer service, and different people across the team do have different roles and responsibilities, which is really nice, and it means that if we do have a customer that sort of requires one of those tasks, then it's really great to be able to sort of ask someone for help with that.
If I was going to choose a value, I would go with win smarter, and I think that is across operations, so that's including like all of the teams there. And I think that's because you can take something like in customer service, like a customer issue, and then it's what are you going to do with that, right? I guess you've got quite a few values in your actions there that you would do, but win smarter is about thinking, well, hang on a minute, there's several things that we can do here. I'm going to go and speak to this person. I'm going to look at what we can do here. I'm going to contact the customer.
So I think some of the things that make people a great fit for Zopa are, first of all, creative problem solving. We're in an industry that's changing very quickly and moving very quickly. So people that can understand problems dynamically, solve them creatively, really important. So I think that's the first one. The second one would be people that share our values and want to work in a company where the customer comes at the forefront, and where teamwork and collaboration is really appreciated and valued. And I think the third one would be passion and motivation, seeing people that really want to create change, that want to go above and beyond to make Zopa successful and see it grow into the business that it absolutely can be is also super important in every area of the business.